read the definitions. It's for a parasite. I'll start with that. Parasite, an animal or plant that lives in or on another animal or plant and gets food. Another one, a person or thing living that takes something from someone or something else and does not do anything to earn or deserve it. Another one, an organism living in, on, or with another organism in order to obtain nutrients, grow, or multiply, often in a state that directly or indirectly harms the host. So why am I going over this? Well, a while back, it came upon me, what is a parasite? What is the best way to show someone what a parasite is without actually going online and looking for videos of a parasite, whether it's worms or whatever it is? What really is a parasite that is the biggest draw on society and everyone? What's a parasite? Politicians. Politicians, the whole government as a whole, is the largest parasite, the worst parasite that there ever could be. Let me go back to that third definition. An organism living in or on or with another organism in order to obtain nutrients, grow, or multiply, often in a state that directly or indirectly harms the host. Okay, so we have a bunch of beings, a bunch of people, politicians, the people that go along with politicians, that partner with politicians, everyone in politics, government. They, as a group, they don't create anything. They create nothing. As a whole, without them, we're better off. Without the workers that are out there, without the people that are building things, without the truck drivers, without the people that are doing 9-to-5 jobs, without the people that are doing overnight jobs, without the people that are supplying the food, that are supplying the energy, that are supplying everything we need and live off of, we can't live without those guys. With politicians, without that parasite, we thrive. So if you have a body, or an animal has a body, or whatever it is, a plant that's being eaten by parasites, and that person gets rid of that parasite, they begin to heal, and they grow, and they expand, and they get stronger, and they carry on a lot better because they're not being injured constantly by this parasite that is taking from them and multiplying and taking more from them. Sometimes the host dies. Parasites do that. So my feeling is that parasite and politician, they're two peas, same pod. Two wings, same bird. They go hand in hand. There's not a difference, really. It's the same thing. So I just want to go over a few things. If you think about it, politicians, they do nothing. If a president doesn't make it to work for a year, if a governor doesn't make it to work for a year, if your local guy or your mayor or your local other politician that is there, the head of the school board, whatever it is, they don't make it to work for a year because of whatever, things go on. I mean, no one suffers. If truck drivers don't make it to work for a year, if people that are farmers, one of the big farms that we have here, if one of those farmers don't show up or don't farm for a year, people suffer. And you see it. And it starts to really add up to how much we are missing and how much we're missing out because this person's not there or this group of people aren't there. This farm isn't existing. This farm isn't working. This business isn't running. Whatever it is. I mean, we can't get electricity because these people aren't working. And yes, there is such a thing as government-ran electricity, government-ran, water, or whatever it is that you had got for your your multi-functions of government that are under the roof of government for your local things that you need, your local utilities, that kind of stuff. Yes, that is government. Does it need to be? Absolutely not. Without it, without a government being involved, it would be cheaper, it would be faster, it would be way better service, and people would benefit from that. But because it's government that leeches on and doesn't just do what it's supposed to do, it sucks and it drives and it takes all the nutrients out, takes all the energy out, takes all the money away, and that's what it does. Until no longer can take, then it moves on to another thing. And government's involved in everything. You cannot do anything without government. You, for the most part, in most states, you have a house, you pay property taxes on your home, so you've bought your home. You're paying property taxes on your home. Even if your home's paid off, you're paying taxes on that home every year. They come out and they assess it every so often to see if they can raise your taxes. They want to pass something for the government school that's there, or for something else, they raise your taxes. If you that home that you own, that you're paying taxes on yearly, you want to add on to it. You got to pay for permission. You have to pull a permit. So that's paying for permission. That's a tax. And then you want to pay someone to come out and work on it because you want something done. You want something changed on the roof. You want new windows. You want new siding. You want new brick. You want a new sidewalk. Whatever you want. Now you have to pay for permission to get that done. You have to pull a permit. So that's one thing. And then on top of it, once you do the work's done, once you have the person do that work, then you pay him, and you have to pay sales tax to that person. So you paid tax for the home, you're paying yearly property taxes on that home, and now if you want to add on, if you want to just do something simple like, geez, I lived in a state, in a town, in a city where you need to change your dishwasher because it was broke, you were supposed to pull a permit for that. So you want to change out your dishwasher, you got to pull a permit. You want to add on, you got to pull a permit. You want to, pave your driveway, you got to pull a permit. And so now you're, paying for permission by all these permits that are being pulled. And then if you're contracting someone out to get the work done, then you have to pay sales tax on top of it to the contractor. And that's just that scenario. So now you buy a vehicle. You buy a vehicle, you pay sales tax on the vehicle. So vehicle's paid off, you paid your sales tax, whatever. Now you want to drive on these roads that your money, your taxes that's been stolen from you, taken from you through income tax or property tax or all these other taxes you have. That's how they paved these roads. That's how they built these roads and bridges. It's from your tax dollars. Now, in order to drive on it, you have to pay for permission to drive on it in a form of your yearly tabs or yearly whatever else. In California, you have to get certain things passed as far as emissions on that kind of stuff. So you have to pay for that just to drive on the roads that your tax dollars have already paid for. And then they say, well, no, you have to do that because of, upkeep, or, if they want to change it, they want to do whatever. Okay, well, that originally that's where the gas tax was supposed to go to, and the gas tax that you pay is tremendously high. Where does that go then? And then the people that police these roads and give you a ticket for breaking a law that's a victimless crime, which shouldn't be a crime in my opinion anyways. So the people that are policing these are people that are only getting paychecks from the taxes you paid in. They're driving the vehicle because the taxes you paid for that vehicle. Now because you decided to speed, it was a late night, no one else is on the road, you wanted to get home, or you were late for work, no one else was there, and you went 7 miles or 8 miles over. Now you get pulled over by the person that you paid taxes for as a police officer in the vehicle you paid taxes for to have that vehicle exist so you could drive it. Now he's going to give you a ticket because you were speeding on the road that you paid taxes for so the road could exist. So all in all it is all the money that's stolen from you to pave these roads, to pay these people, to get these vehicles that they drive in, the police people with, and then if you go over the speed limit that they put in place, now you have to pay more money to them in the form of a fee because you got a ticket because you sped and you didn't harm anyone. There's no victim in it, but whatever. I went on a tangent there, but it happens for a whole bunch of things across the board. So now some places you want to do simple things in your yard, you have to pull a permit, or you want to have a larger shed. Well, it's not allowed. You have to be within a small confine because You only have a half an acre of property. So you have to, first of all, pay for permission to build that shed, because in a form of a fee, they call that pulling a permit, which is a tax. And then you build that, and all these things you buy, all the lumber, tools, hardware, all that stuff you buy to build this shed, if you're not contracting it out, you're paying sales tax on all that stuff to build that. And that gets done, and then if the county assessor comes out sometime, he will see that, well, you've improved your property, now you owe us more for sales, or property tax. Even though you paid sales tax on your home and everything else there, you owe us more property tax yearly because of this. So that's all because of the government parasites that we have. They don't do anything, they don't create anything, they don't do any service. All they do is take and take and take some more. A politician, what is it? The three things for a politician is lie, cheat, and steal. That's the mantra of a politician: lie, cheat, and steal. Do whatever I need to do to survive, just like a parasite. A parasite will do whatever it needs to do to survive. It will kill the host if it has to survive. It will fight out other parasites if it has to survive. It will say whatever you want to say to survive. So you elected some guy, some parasite, politician they call him, or some lady, and she said she's going to do X, Y, Z. So you vote for her. Once she gets in office or he gets in office, then you hear nothing. Nothing happens for another 2 years or another 4 years. Remember, election time rolls around, when it's getting close to that, then you hear this again. The things that were promised that weren't done, it was actually the opposite in most cases. Then these arise again because now she wants your vote, or he wants your vote again because he wants to survive, he wants to stay alive, he wants to thrive in government, in this parasite cesspool. So that's all it is. There's nothing gets done, nothing gets talked about really of substance that people want or need to get done until it's close for re-election. That's what always happens. That's what happens with parasites. That's the same thing. So anyways, I know I went over this. I went a little long. I just thought this was a great comparison. And I just want to, these are just a little bit of the taxes, just ever so slightly list of the taxes. I just want to go over a few of them just to get people thinking about this. So just think about this. This is just a small chunk, like I said. We have average Americans pay. There's property tax, sales tax, state income tax. There's marriage license fees, so you have to pay a tax. You have to get permission to get married. There's local school tax. There's vehicle registration tax. There's business permit tax. There's estate tax. There's waste management tax. That's garbage tax. There's cigarette tax. There's court fees. That's a tax. Dog license tax. So you get a dog license, you pay a tax, pay a fee. There is driver license fees. There's gasoline tax, gun ownership fees, which are taxed in most states. There's a gift tax. Social Security taxes. Yeah, Social Security, the stuff that people get back because they paid in most of their lives. Well, they didn't pay in. It's taken from them, stole from them, and then they're supposed to get some of it back. They don't get everything back. They're supposed to get some of it back. Once you get it back, here's all this money that we've stole from you to give to you when you retire or whatever the circumstances. Then once you're getting it, we're going to tax that again. Even though it's all this money, all these funds that you're getting from us, is all stuff you paid us, but in order for us to give it to you, you have to pay taxes on the stuff that you gave us in the first place to hold on, sort of, that we stole from you in the first place to hold on to. Now to give it back to you, you have to pay taxes again on that. There's unemployment taxes, there's fishing license taxes, there's highway toll taxes, highway fees, there's hotel tax, hunting license fees, which is the tax. There's import tax, health insurance tax, inheritance tax, insects control tax. There's inspection fees, which are taxed. There's IRS interest and penalty charges tax. Library card fees. Libraries exist because of your tax dollars. In the most circumstances, there's library card fees. License plate fees, liquor tax, luxury tax. There's a Medicare tax. There's parking meter fees. There's passport fees. There's biodiesel fuel fees tax. Air transportation tax. There's professional license fees. recreational vehicle tax, self-employment tax. So if you're self-employed, there's the tax. Sewer and water tax. There's service charge tax. There's sports stadium tax. There's state park entrance fees tax. There's a 9/11 service tax, universal service fees. There's a tire tax. So if you look at any of your bills, your mobile phone bill, if you still have a home line, a landline, look at your bill there. If you have a water bill, look at your water bill. Look at your heat bill. Look at all these bills. There's all these other things in there. There's filing fees. There's direction fees on some of them. There's all these other stupid fees that list on there that add up to nothing for nothing. It's just raising your taxes without saying, hey, we rose your tax. Or we rose this service fee, which is a tax. Because of this, they don't have to justify it. They just put on all these nickel and dime things, and no one looks at it. No one, whatever. Here's the total amount. I'll just pay it and send it in. That's what they do. So, anyways, I want to put a couple clips in here just to show you some video of what actual parasites look like, other than politicians. So I'll put that towards the end. And because I think it's the same thing. I don't think there's a better comparison between a politician, a government employee in some cases, a lot of cases, and a parasite. It's the same deal, hands down. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching. If you like this, like, share, subscribe. And as always, stay vigilant, protect yourself, your family, protect your health, and protect your...
Toxocara is a deadly roundworm that thrives in the body. Inside Masandra, the parasites have entered her bloodstream and are attacking her organs. The waste from the parasite triggers a system-wide response that leads to her painful rashes.